Consider what Paul was doing, offerings to alleviate the poverty of the saints during the famine in Palestine, counseling that the needy be cared for, but he that will not work, let him not eat. So this was a very strict premise. We do know that anyone who became unemployed was given by the church deacons 3 days' income. After that, they found work for him. Another Christian would hire him, but at lower than his normal pay, so there would be no incentive to stay on that diaconal care. We know from 1 Corinthians 6, Paul said, don't go to the civil courts, they're ungodly. Create your own courts. And they did. And they were so efficient that, after a while, pagans were coming to the church courts and saying, adjudicate our problems for us. It takes years to get a case heard in the civil courts, and it bankrupts us, and then we don't get justice. Would you do it for us? When Constantine became emperor, he called in the bishops and he said, the courts of the empire are failing. We have cases that have been in the courts 40 years with no justice. I want all of you men to wear, when you go out on the streets, the garb of a Roman magistrate by my orders, so that the people of Rome, of the empire, will know that they can come to you for justice. Well, that's where the bishop's garb comes from. And unless a bishop has heard me lecture on the subject, they don't know where their own bishop's garb originates. Then the deacons took care of the sick. They took care of the poor, of the orphans, of widows, of needy peoples generally, of captives, because as the Roman Empire began to break down, pirates and lawless bands would take men for ransom, hold them captive. One bishop in the early church ransomed 15,000 captives. When Rome fell, for 6 centuries, the only courts of Europe were the church courts of arbitration. And Rome was gone. The government, the state, was gone. But Europe had justice because the church provided it. Now, this was the pattern through much of the Middle Ages. It was the pattern of the Reformation. I have written, as you know, on Calvin in Geneva and the work of the diaconate there, 2 offerings taken every Sunday, one for the work of the deacons, so that all the needy were cared for. So that, apart from crime, the church, through these diaconal courts and through various independent Christian agencies, provided for the basic government of the community.